Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. Instant match reaction. Everton versus Brentford. Get involved. Get on. Get in the comments. Let's hear from you. Let's have a little debate. I know it's going to be a difference of opinions. I've already had a bit on X where opinions are different. But at the end of the day, I don't care if you think the same as me. I don't care if you think different to me. I just want to know what you think after that game. I will say what I think. Doesn't mean I'm right, but I will say what I think. Paul will say what he thinks. It will be loads of different opinions. You don't need to go in war with them. You can fight it, but you don't need to go personal. Let's get into this. Everton 0, Brentford 0. Now, I'm just before we even start anything. Paul's doing the banner now, I think. But before we even do anything, we have got it. Well, Paul's got it a little bit behind him. He's got it a little bit behind him.
Yeah,
this was. Well, when we went against the Brentford fan and stuff like that, I don't think we expected this sort of lifeline, did we? That we got. Well, I say lifeline. Don't think we got a lifeline, but did we even take the lifeline, Paul?
Don't think we did. We said, well, we threw in the we threw in the stat of we've played them 24 times and there's not been a 0-0 draw until today.
I know. I knew it was going to happen when we said it, but it's even worse than that. I feel it's even worse than that. It's not about just it being a 0-0 draw. It's about, if I can get it on the screen. Let's have a look. See if we can get it. Flick through a couple of things here. There should be. Let's get to the end of it. Here we go. It's about that. And this happened.
Awful, wasn't it?
Yeah, this happened at the start of the game. I knew something bad at that. I honestly did think that the way Pickford held his leg, I thought his knee had snapped at first with how shocked he looked. And I think that Jordan Pickford has took this on the knee. He knows what he's took, by the way. None of us can see what's happened. But Jordan Pickford has seen the sliding leg, studs like that on his knee. And being a footballer, when that challenge comes on your knee, you're just waiting to be on a bed, stretching off the pitch and out for a very long time. Because I'm not joking, studs at that impact sliding like that on your knee, you generally think something bad's going to happen to you. And Jordan Pickford was in shock because he knew he had that done to him. So Jordan Pickford's like, my leg's got to be broken after that. And he's just waiting to see what has actually happened to him. And fortunately, I don't know how he's got some solid legs, Jordan Pickford. He must be made of steel. But fortunately, I think even he was shocked, Jordan Pickford. He was okay to play on. But that challenge, I'm not joking. If you do that challenge 10 times, I'd say 8 times, you're going to break someone's legs. So for me, definitely. It was just stupid as well. Like, I was just thinking, what are you doing? Like, generally, what are you doing? And some people will say he slid in for the ball, but he knows Jordan Pickford's there. He was nowhere near the ball. I mean, you can see the ball there. He was nowhere near the ball. On that picture, it probably looks like he's sliding in close to getting the ball. He wasn't. It was like he's done that sliding where he just shows he tried to get the ball, but takes the player. I mean, what's your thoughts on this? People in the comments, and Paul, that's the red card.
I thought straight away. Well, thought straight away. Yeah, Jordan's reaction was at the point where you think. But I thought 2 lads going in at the same time. I just thought there was a tangle of legs, but I didn't feel sorry for the lad who got sent off. I don't think that he went in maliciously to hurt Pickford, but he was reckless in what he was trying to do. And he throws both of his legs forward. So it is a sending off. I don't think Brentford could have any argument.
Yeah, but the thing is though, like, and I'm not even joking. I get what you're saying. Norgard has got a reputation of being a very dirty player. If you actually look him up, he gets a yellow card every game. He's a dirty tackler, Norgard is. It's just factual. Look him up. He gets yellow cards all the time. So he has got a dirty tackle in him. You don't see him try and pull his leg away from this. Like, you know where you normally see, I'm going into the keeper, I'll pull away because I could snap his leg. He's got a bit of dirt in him there, Norganos, where he just leaves him going through, and probably thinks to himself, being a footballer, I know, trust me, I've had to play it dirty myself. But Norganos, he's thought, it looks like I'm going in for the ball, so I'm going to get away with leaving one on Jordan Pickford here. I'm telling you, that's what he's done there. Dirty players do it. He's thinking, I'm going for the ball. I can leave one on the keeper here. And he left a dirty one on him there. And the reason, some people might disagree, but the reason I'm saying that is because he can see where Pickford is, Paul, for a good 4 seconds before he's gone into him. And he could have trailed his leg away. He could have pulled out of it. We've seen a couple of VARs where the player's pulled his leg out of it. Do you know what I mean? Where he's moved away and you can see he's tried to not take the player out. But for me, 100% red card. And I just think he's... the blue says there, I wouldn't say he's trying to end him, but I just don't see him trying to pull away. But anyway, it's a red card. It's simple. Pickford's okay, which is lucky, which we're happy about. And let's talk after this red card. Let's get into it.
Well, it changed. Or do you want me to go first? No, I'll say. I think we had plenty of shots from outside the box. Plenty of shots from outside the box. I thought we were positive and we were higher up the pitch, which was good. I sort of did wonder whether we were going to get caught, and we did get caught a couple of times, but thankfully Jordan saved us. There was a 1-to-1 where Wissa goes through in between Tarkowski and Brentford, and Jordan pulls out the stop. So that was a key moment. We limited them to the amount of clear chances that they had, but our chances weren't clear chances either. They were all shots from outside the box, and that's good. All right, Drisa, go and have a go. Fantastic. Go on, Dwight, have a shot. That's great. But I felt all the way through as though I just didn't feel as though we were going to score. Even when McNeil goes through first half, jinking run, gets to the edge of the box, and then goes onto his right foot. I just wasn't out my seat because I didn't think he'd score. It's that mindset, because we're let down by so many attempts on a consistent basis. It just doesn't feel as though we are going to score. So it will be a shock when we do. And that's how it felt in the second half. Fair play to Beto, came on, did more in the first 10 minutes he was on than anyone did in the first 70 minutes before that, because he had 2 headers and a shot, obviously went wide. But it's all that enthusiastic energy and everything else with no composure or quickness or pace or getting to the line and crossing it backwards for forwards to run onto. It's always the cross is always behind them, or the defenders that we're playing against, they have the ball in front of them and it's easy to defend. Brentford did a decent job of defending, but did we make anything really difficult? There was one block at the very end, and I don't even think the guy moved. He just sort of stood in Beto's way. I don't think Brentford had to work very hard to get a point today, and they'll probably be happy because of the red card. But it is a missed opportunity for us. Definitely a missed opportunity.
Yeah, well, I've already had a couple of difference of opinions on X, because I was literally putting stuff out there whilst the game was going. A few messages, and if you disagree with me, that's fine. And I'm pretty sure loads of you will, and I don't care. To be fair, I'll say what I think. For me, I put it out there on X. I said at halftime, Beto should have been on with Calvert-Lewin, right? And I know Calvert-Lewin wasn't playing well, by the way, but he's the only striker we had. I would have had Beto and Brozier on the way Calvert-Lewin was playing. I completely agree with you in the comments, the Blues. Calvert-Lewin was awful. But I wanted 2 strikers on. And the reason being is, I said to someone on X, I said, I wanted 2 strikers on because I thought some of the balls first half that come in, you've got just Calvert-Lewin going from. And I'd like Calvert-Lewin in front of a player and Beto behind a player. So when the cross comes in, if the cross is too big, it goes to Beto. If the cross is too small, it goes to Calvert-Lewin. It makes the cross a lot easier if you put it into a player in front and behind a defender, factual. Instead of just Calvert-Lewin and a player sitting on him, it makes it harder. So first of all, I thought if our only tactic is to put crosses in, it's better to get 2 strikers on half time. Second of all, because I got told we're not in 1985 or whatever, so crossing. right? Factual, Dyche is only going to do tactics that involve a lot of crossing. Yes, I would love us to pass through the middle, but Dyche isn't going to do that. So when I know that Dyche isn't going to do this pass and use that extra man by passing the ball through the middle and stuff like that and moving the ball about to use the extra man, I know that's not a possibility with Dyche. So why keep the tactics the same as they are? Because Dyche isn't going to use that extra man like that. So for me, looking at what we've got, I think chuck that extra man on up front, play 2 strikers, because I'm often looking at it when we come out second half. Dyche has played Iliman and Jai in the number 10 position, but he's just floating about and we're not using an extra man in any sort of way. It doesn't look like we've got an extra man. And the whole Brentford defence are just marking Calvert-Lewin and Iliman and Jai is just nowhere to be seen. And he's kind of he's not no use in that position. And the look at the Brentford centre-back second half, they've got a free ride most of that second half. All they're doing is marking Calvert-Lewin. And I'm thinking, we've got an extra man and we're just making their defence just mark Calvert-Lewin and have a free ride like that. So I'm not happy with that straight away. And I'm thinking to myself, put an extra striker on. And I bet you, this was my main point to that person that said we're not 1985, just cross the ball in. My main reason for putting an extra striker on is because I can guarantee if you put Beto and Calvert-Lewin on, it makes Brentford's defence and some of their midfielders think twice about attacking as much. So just by putting that extra striker on, it gets Brentford to sit back deeper because they're worried. The defence are worried. Because not only have this defence, because their defence are thinking, if we've only got a Mark Calvert-Lewin when they've got 11 men, we can push on. And it gets them attacking a little bit more. It does.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, sorry, go on.
Go on.
I was just going to say, Blues is just saying there, is there any player in the squad I'd back in front to go? No. No, not even Keane, obviously. But if we're not confident of one person doing that job, then we need to improve the probability by getting more people in there. And I think Dan's right. I think it was a good opportunity to have 2. He was never going to do it straight away. I mean, he waited until 70 minutes to do it. I was actually pleasantly surprised that he actually went with Beto and Calvert-Lewin. And I think the substitutions were probably right, to be honest. I thought Young was just crossing in from the right and McNeil was crossing in from the left. So Lindstrom was surplus and Decore can't usually find a decent pass. So subs wise was probably right, but we just needed more people on their toes rather than on their heels, and that's what we seem to be in the box. It just seems to be the same old story, and it's just frustrating as hell. It's a draw. Try and pull a positive. It's a draw, but lots of people obviously aren't happy with Sean. Like, can't teach pace or finishing ability. It is the same every week. And I don't think it'll change either until it's different players. And Emma's right. Missed opportunity. It's always the same when you look at the fixtures as well. There's normally a group of like 3 or 4 or whatever number of fixtures. Same every year. And we think, if we can win 3 out of 4 doing this, it's all right. We'll jump up 6-7 places in the league. What an opportunity. We don't. We lose one of them at home, draw one of them at home, might win one of them away. It's just missed opportunities all the time.
Yeah, I can hear everything you say. And the thing is, I can see the comments coming in. Everton looked better when it was 11 against 11, exactly what I said. And the problem is, the moment we go to 10 men, we don't know what to do. We don't know how to use that extra man. And we literally, like I say, Dyche is not putting that extra striker on for me. Didn't give us an extra man. If we was okay against them, 11v11, right? If we're okay against them, 11v11, why don't we just go 10v10 and put the extra man up front to cause them a lot of problems, and you got more chance of scoring? It is that simple. Like, why don't you just go 10 for 10? It was okay 11 for 11. Why bottle it? Why not just say, all right, then, we'll go 10 against 10. We'll go player against player and just put an extra man up top. I can guarantee if Dyche had the balls to just say, right, they've got 10 men. I'm going to go for it. If we lose, we lose. But this is an opportunity that we're never going to get again. They're going 10 men this early. Everton have got a wicked chance to beat a good team like Brentford, get 3 points and push up the table. Every time Everton have got an opportunity to take advantage, we never take advantage. And it's starting to do my head in. And I tell you something, if you draw against a team that's got 10 men and they've had 10 men for that long, then we deserve to be in a relegation battle. I'm not even joking. If you can't find the answer to beat 10 men that early, you've got problems. And it wasn't 10 men against like Manchester City. No disrespect to Brentford. We should have done better. We didn't test them. We didn't threaten them. We didn't even, like Paul just said, like the Blues has just said. And I know you disagree with me with the comment underneath, but like you said earlier on, Blues, who looked like scoring? No one, because we didn't get in any good positions. We didn't do anything good. We overpassed it in shite positions. Passed it in shite positions that wasn't even dangerous. So it looks like we're having possession. But it's all just left, right, left, right, left, right. Move it left, right, move it left, right. Should we cross it? Should we not? It's not possession like in the 10, let's try and get in their box and score. It's possession to try and move it out to the wings and see which is the best place to cross it from.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I mean, fair play to Brentford. Fair play to Brentford. I thought they passed the ball really well. What they were asked to defend, they defended fine with no problems. And they've got some decent players. So if we had, a draw away at Brentford ain't a bad result. Do you know what I mean? But because of the situation with the game, with the 10 men, you're thinking that we'd take advantage, but scoring's an issue again. Because we thought it's another clean sheet, but again, scoring is an issue. And when their guy got sent off and NJ sort of started floating around, you could see how static we generally are. Because you could see NJ is really obvious where he was going into spaces. And that was good. That's what we wanted. But most of the time, when we run out of ideas, it's gone sideways about 3 or 4 times. Either someone has a shot from far out and it goes over the bar, or we get a crossing, which is in front of the defenders and behind our strikers, and then they clear. So what you need, and what I haven't seen, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but we're just on their sort of back line all the time. No one comes out of the area, and I mean, like Calvert-Lewin doesn't come out of the area at all. Do you know what I mean? Just to make a little bit of space somewhere. It's very static, very slow, very statuesque. And it was only NJ who seemed to be trying to find those spaces. There was plenty of time when we could have played it in the lines. There was big space in between defender and fullback, but it was too slow. The runs into those spaces were too slow for people to slide them in, for then someone to have a shot or cross the ball in, because they were closed down by the time that actually happened. It's just really, let's stand there and see what happens. It's going to come in from that side. No, it's going to come in from that side. And it's always behind you. And it's non-stop. Great that we did pressure and everything else, but we just struggled to score. And like Cass says, we just struggled to score, struggled pass accuracy with speed, struggled to actually move into space. He says awful to watch. And Cass was stood behind a massive post today and he couldn't see the middle of the pitch. And he steadied
in the middle of the pitch all game, so
he probably had the best. He probably had the best view out of everyone because he couldn't see it.
Yeah, I had a joke to Caswell when he went to the game. He showed us the view, and the post was right, covering the middle of the pitch. And Caswell could only see left-hand side of the post and right-hand side of the post. So you could only see down the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the wings. And I think that's probably most of the where you would have seen most of the game anyway, because we moved it to the wings and tried to cross it in. So Caswell, I don't think you would have missed a dangerous cross, mate. Emma, get home safe. Sorry that they gave you that shit show. And some will be, it's okay, a draw's positive. No, I'm sorry. I am sorry. A draw is rubbish. A draw is rubbish. It really is. And there was, when you say, Paul, that there was so many times, and I thought Ashley Young had a really good game defensively again. I haven't got a problem with him at all. I'm just using an example. It could have been, Mikalenko did the same. But when our left back or our right back's gone forward and they've got it on the wing, there was so many times where Iliman Ndiaye was just in the box and you just got to drill it into his feet. Just take that pass on. Like you've just been saying, take that pass on that's risky. Because you often take that pass on that's risky, it can create something. It can cause danger. If you put the pass into if Iliman Ndiaye is in the danger zone in the box, put it to Iliman Ndiaye's feet in the box and watch the Brentford players have to do something. Probably foul you, or Iliman Ndiaye turns them, and then you're on the move. Then you've got them. That's what you've got to do. You've got to put the ball into dangerous positions. And what Everton are doing at the minute is we're just moving the ball to the left wing, moving it to the right wing, and we're not putting the ball into any dangerous positions. The Blues said we played Ndiaye in the number 10 when we went down to 10 men. We did, but we didn't put the ball into him then. We didn't even use him. Didn't even get the ball into his feet into the 10. We've been crying out for Iliman Ndiaye to play in the 10, saying he'd be good in the 10. But the moment he plays into the 10, Everton decide because we've got 11 men, we'll keep possession and just, with the possession, put it out to our wingers. And it's so, honestly, I don't care if you don't disagree with me, you could see it. When we was 11 against 11 at the start of the game was better. My partner even said it. It was a better game. It was more interesting. We actually looked better the way we started the game. The moment that we got 11 men, we decided we're going to try and have possession. The only way Dyche gets these players to have possession is to move it out to the wingers and try and whip a ball in a good position. We don't try and move the ball through the middle with possession. We need to start trying to get the ball to the number 10 in a dangerous position with possession. That's never even an option that we look to do. We've got to. It's always just move it to the left and they'll sit in position. So you move it to the left and you realise they're sitting. So you move it to the middle player and the middle player just looks up and he's got players in front of him and he bricks it. He don't dare to put it into Ndiaye's feet into the box or to Calvert-Lewin's feet into the box. So they'll move it over to the right and they'll whip a pathetic ball in. It's so predictable. And this is why I often cry out for a new manager, because I'm not joking. I don't know nowhere near as much as some of these managers in football, but I want to be watching Everton and think, wow, we're doing stuff that I don't even know. But I watch Everton and you can see what we're going to do 2 minutes before we do it. It's so predictable. Nothing that we do in that game catches you off guard and said, I didn't expect that pass. I didn't see that cut of a needle pass that he's just made through the middle. I didn't see that pass that he's just done. Oh, that's a killer ball. That's a risky ball that he's done. Nothing that we do, our players do, is unpredictable. So you've got to think of it like this, right? If our players always do passes that are predictable, if they always pass safe, then Brentford are going to know what we're going to do. It's going to be easy to defend because everything we do, you can see we're going to do it before we do it. And it was easy for Brentford to defend. It really was. I mean, you could say Brentford was really good, but I think we were short. I really do.
I would say Brentford changed as soon as the red card happened. They went 4 and a 5, and know that they got pace that they could break forward with. So if they did win the ball, which they did a couple of times, sort of around the halfway line, they were sort of 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 because they've got pace going forward. It was just that. It was, like Cass says, it was very predictable. And I know what Blues is saying, that we had plenty of touches. We had plenty of touches, but they're all in the same areas. There was a moment in the first half where Lindstrom tried to take on their left back. Now he didn't get a cross in. In fact, he lost the ball and their defender got it and they kept possession. But the actual purpose of him, and I know he's not got a massive amount of fans, but his intention was to get to the line and cross it in. We didn't try that again. We didn't get to that position again or try to until Ndiaye, second half, when he got the ball sort of inside right position and drove into the area to the line. He got past the defender and he was just on the line, sort of around the 6-yard line for the box, and then crossed it back and it got knocked out for a corner, I think. But that whole intention of trying to change where we're actually trying to supply DCL or Beto or whoever it is, where we're trying to supply them from, was just the same all the time. It's in line with the 18-yard box. So all they have to do is stand back a couple of yards and then defend that. We were never turning the defenders around.
Everything's in front of them.
Exactly. And you know that's easy to defend. That's easier to defend.
That's exactly. We're banking on the same drum here because I'm saying stuff, you're saying stuff, and it's different stuff. But it's kind of like it all goes. Like we never got behind the defender. We never. And I know they sat deep when they had 10 men, and some people say they sat deep, but you didn't get behind them. I'm not just on about getting behind the centre backs. I'm on about getting the midfielders on the turn, getting behind the midfielders, just getting onto a player where you just do a player, literally play it into his feet, go around him, catch one player out of position. Because if you think about it, they've got 10 men. If you catch a player off guard, or you turn a player, they've got 9 men. They've got 9 men. You take another player out of the game. So if we did a good pass, a killer pass, where we take a player out of the game, they've got 9 men. You become more effective. That's how you use your extra man, is by literally taking another player out of the game. And then you'll have a player free that you don't even know about, a player free that you don't even know about. But instead, everything is in front of them. All they've done is sacrificed an attacking player. I know they still had attackers on, but basically that's all they did. They had normal position. They didn't even look like it was 10 against 11. If you watched that game and you didn't get told that a player had got sent off, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. And it's disappointing for me because I showed you that table and we could have made a massive step today. When I thought to myself, when they got that sending off, I thought, yes, this is the gift that we need to start getting away from this relegation battle. I thought, yes, 3 points gifted, I'll take it. It's harsh on Brentford, but I thought, I am so happy that we've got 3 points on the plate. But after what I see, we were shocking. So, Dan, you think Dyche is the reason? I'm reading the comment here. We would keep your comments coming in. I'm game if you don't think the same. We're ending this on 40, so we've got about 2 minutes left. Paul's going out boogieing. He's got dancing tonight, dance club. So, Dan, you think Dyche is the reason why the likes of Miko, Young, Garner, Decore, McNeil, Lindstrom, and DCL can't beat a man and make something happen? I think Dyche, as a manager, for what I'm calling out now, needs to get in training and drill these players to play balls that are a lot more. We've said it loads. Fear of failure. Our players are scared to pass the ball into a position that's dangerous in case we lose the ball, they counter-attack and we score. If that's how you're going to play, you're not going to score many goals. Fear of failure. Yes, you could play that ball into a dangerous position where Brentford could get it and counter-attack you and they could score. But you could also play that ball where it's in a dangerous position and you score. You score and you win the game, and that's the difference, right? Yeah. If we play those killer balls, those driving balls through, Mikel Arteta used to be fantastic at it. Arteta used to love to put the ball into dangerous positions. Get Arteta on the ball, he'll whip it into a dangerous position. He'll drive it into a dangerous position. We've got no one doing that. They're not putting it into dangerous positions.
No. I'd just say it. I was going to say, I'd just say as well to Blues, I understand what he said. I agree with you. I think NJ is probably the only person who could beat a man, one-on-one, beat a defender. Absolutely. I think he could beat 2 or 3 defenders in front of him. We've got no one else like him, obviously. But there are ways of getting to the byline and then being able to cross it back without having to take a person on, whether it be an overlap or anything else. And I know you're going to sort of pick out Young and he's not got the legs, blah, blah, blah. There's ways to actually create different angles for a cross than just getting it to Young or to McNeil on the 18-yard box and then crossing it in that way. There's many other ways to create different angles for those crosses, and we don't seem to either know them or we don't seem to use them. One or
that's
the
other thing. You can easily say, "Oh, you really think Decore can take someone on? You really think that McNeil can take someone on?" No, but they could 1-2 it. They could do smart 1-2 pass and get into a nice bit of space. And often the reason, like I said to you, you play the ball into Calvert-Lewin's feet when he's in a dangerous position, and then that can be a way that you take a player on. It can be a way. Or Iliman and Jai, I've seen it so many times. I wish I could have grokked it for you. He was literally, we're on the right wing, and it was, I think it was Young and Lindstrom down the right wing. And Iliman and Jai is just sitting where if you put it into his feet, he's one-on-one with a centre-back. He's one-on-one with a centre-back in the box. And he loves it if you put it into his feet in the dangerous position. And all our winger had to do, and we're ending this now, all our winger had to do is just put it into Njai's feet. It was right in front of him. He could either go down the right and cross it, or he could go cut it into the left on the edge of the box, put it into Njai's feet. And then all of a sudden, their centre-back shitting it because he's got Njai, who he's got to try and get it off, who's really good with his feet. But instead, we take it down the right-hand side and we whip a ball in, a crap ball. And I just would rather us see us put it into Njai's feet, watch their centre-back sweat, probably make a mistake, get a free kick, or Njai probably cut past him and knock it across the box to a player that could score. It's so simple, honestly. It's just... I know what you're saying, but we could be better than what we are. Right, everybody, thanks for listening. And it's a bit of a quicker one this time, but we need to start getting quicker anyway. We have tried to put as much comments on the screen as possible. I'm not happy with that. Really, I'm not happy with that. And if you are, then fair enough. But I think the bar's low if you're happy with that. 10 men. You won't get a better chance than that to beat Brentford. And even the Brentford fans will probably say the same. When we had 10 men, we thought we was going to lose. We looked like we could have won it first half in the first 20 when it was 11 against 11. So you can't go and win it with dice. It never looks like we do anything in training. And I get what you're saying, the Blues. Some of these players are poor. But I think Dice can get more out of them than what they do. And it's not like... I'm not asking him to turn them into freaking messes. I'm asking him to just get them to put the ball into better areas. Straightforward pass into better areas. Get it into a giant better areas. Here we go. See you later.
Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your evening. Still not the box.